Hey guys, it's your boy Irrelevant. Welcome back to Will of DDT, and we got something a little new for you guys today. So we got Riftbound TCG. It's a new trading card game that's coming out. It releases Western in October. However, this game is out in China, and China recently had their first ever regional for this game, and Kaisa actually took it home. So we're just gonna do a rundown on this deck and a little bit of a guide on the cards it runs, why it runs them, and then in a future video we'll go ahead and showcase some gameplay on it. Before we do that though, like I said, Riftbound new TCG, we definitely want to cover it. We've played it, we enjoyed it, we enjoy it a lot, and we definitely want to bring some more content of it to you guys. So if you guys want to see specifics on how to play Riftbound, like start guides on what does all this stuff mean, let us know. We can have that, or there's tons of stuff out there as well, but if you guys want us to create that, let us know. We definitely will. But for the purposes of this video, we're just going to assume people know the basics. Let's get right into it then. So Daughter of the Void, Kaisa, she essentially acts as a seal for spells only. So you can rest her and you can use her to pay the cost of a power for only a spell. And what that means is, Kaisa plays as a very, very removal tempo deck. So what she does is before she attacks, she's gonna want to weaken the enemy through removal spells, either on the battlefield or just on her base if she can. And once they're weakened enough, she can use either combat tricks or other type of buffs to go wide or tall. She has the ability to do, she kind of has the ability to do both, but generally more wide. And then, recapture those battlefields. And the whole purpose is she keeps playing these small units and she's removing your units. So she plays that sort of deck. And as we know, if you've played other TCGs, those kinds of decks are very, very powerful. So there's a reason this is the first ever regional winner for this game. So let's go through some of the small units first, and we'll just go from there. So small units that you play: Watchful Sentry. When it dies, it draws one. Lecturing Yordle is another one where when you play a card, when you play it, it'll draw. It recycles itself. And then the winning deck list ran 2 Pouty Poros. I included Legion Rearguard here because it does something very similar. It fulfills that role pretty similarly. With Legion Rearguard, you can accelerate it to maybe get that final point to win. Pouty Poro exists. I think it's good in the mirrors in the sense that, it costs a little bit of extra to remove this, small peewee unit, which is a little annoying for the opponent. So take your pick. You have the choice to do either one. I think both of these are solid choices. So you can run either of those guys. And obviously when you're running these small units, Noxus Hopeful becomes extremely nasty. It becomes a 2-cost 4 might unit. And that is just crazy tempo that you gain. And you can build up on it pretty easily with all the removal that this deck runs. Ravenbloom Student is your bread and butter unit as well. Every time you play a spell, give me +1 might this turn. And you're running a good amount of cheap spells in this deck. So this, especially if you have like 2 Ravenbloom Students in one battlefield, they can become very, very nasty for your opponent to deal with, and they can get very big very fast. Other key units, we'll just cover Sprite Mother. Sprite Mother is just an amazing card throughout the whole game. It just creates a 3 might Sprite token, and you can use that for early conquers to make sure your opponent doesn't conquer it right back from you, because it feels really bad to trade into a token. So Sprite Mother gets you ahead and also slows down the game in the sense that it kind of puts your opponent in a weird spot on what to do next. Kaisa and Darius are 2 champion units you run. Kaisa, obviously, she has Accelerate, and when she conquers, she draw 1. So I'm pretty sure you've seen the theme of this deck so far. There's a lot of draw power in this, and the spells will continue that theme. and so you're running through your deck pretty quickly. That's also a reason that you run a ton of like two ofs in this deck. You run a lot of two ofs in this deck because you are going to see those two ofs usually. And Darius obviously is one of the best champion units in the whole game. In red, when you play your second card this turn, he readies and he gains 2 might. So you run a lot of cheap units to activate him. And remember, if Darius is the second unit you play, he activates himself as well. So last but not least, Thousand Tail Watcher is like honestly pretty broken. When this card is played, -3 might to everything. So if your opponent has amassed a huge battlefield, it's just gonna give him -3 might, and it comes in accelerated as well as an option. So you are guaranteeing battlefields when this card comes out. And yeah, this is a late game bomb card, and I've seen it win games 100%. It's not that unlikely that this won't win you a game. So this is your, the last card you run usually before you want to win. Now to the fun part, spells. So you can see this deck runs an even split between 20 and 20. Obviously there's 22 because I have these extra cards here, but it runs an even 20-20 split. And combat tricks wise, you're just running Stupefy, Smokescreen, Retreat. The idea is that you want to have some dawn up at the end of your turn. You want to have some energy up at the end of your turn, so that you can protect key units. You probably want to protect things like Darius, Kaisa, Ravenbloom Student. Those are the cards that you're probably using these combat tricks on to make sure they don't lose their value, that they're protected. And one thing to note, while I'm here, these spells are really, really efficient on Kaisa because, for example, Void Seeker, Smokescreen, Hextech Ray, they essentially have no power. They have no power cost because Kaisa Leader ability uses that power cost. It fulfills that power cost. So, you're just playing a 1 energy Hextech Ray, no questions asked. If you have Leader ability available, which you probably do usually. So that's what makes Kaisa so efficient, and that's why you're running all these spells. So Stupefy, Smokescreen, Retreat, those are your combat tricks. In terms of your actions for removal, Void Seeker is just a bonkers card, especially in Kaisa. There's no power cost associated to it, so it's just 3 energy, deal 4, draw 1. It's just, there's nothing bad about this card, nothing. Hextech Ray at the same time, you just deal 3 for 1. And Cleave exists in the case, you probably use some of your removal spells and you want to get into a battlefield. You've weakened your opponent enough. You just need that extra bit of kick. Cleave will give that to you. It'll give you +3 might when you attack with a unit. So it runs a couple of cleaves. Removal spells wise, Falling Star, Singularity fulfill that same bit of... They're basically the same card, honestly. Obviously not, but they do the same thing. This deals 6 to up to 2 units, and this deals 3 2 times. So and one thing to know, it's not on battlefield. So if they have units in their base, Kaisa can remove them. That is what makes Kaisa so strong. There is not a lot of removal in this game. There's not a lot of stuff that you can actually interact with units which are not on battlefields, but Kaisa has that ability to do so. In that same note, Icathian Rain is the same way. Do this 6 times, deal 2 to a unit. So you're dealing effectively 12 damage anywhere. And that is what makes Kaisa so strong, because the opponent, usually they play units on their base. They want to keep them safe, amass an army, and then attack and try and hold. Kaisa disrupts that. She does not let your opponent amass that army. She removes them from the base as well. So that is why this deck sees so much play, is because of the interaction of removal of characters or units at the opponent's base, which really messes them up because there's not much interaction that they can do in that scenario. But yeah, as for runes, you're running a 7-5 split. I think you run a couple more Fury costs, so you want to run a couple more Fury. As for battlefields, these two are pretty standard. Reaver's Row at the same time. I think it's just to protect a couple of units, just in case something bad happens. But usually you're playing Voidgate. And spells and abilities affecting units here deal 1 bonus damage. So, Falling Star, Singularity, Void Seeker, Icathian Rain, Hextech Ray, especially Icathian Rain, is absolutely bonkers when you have Voidgate ready and your opponent is on Voidgate. This is your battlefield. This is built for Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa absolutely runs opponents through this Voidgate battlefield. So, yeah, that is a very quick summary, and I'm going to make sure that we get some gameplay out here for you guys so that you can see this deck in action, see how these cards are used, see how strong her ability to remove units in bases are. And, you know, there's absolutely a reason this is the first ever regional winner in this TCG. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked it. If you want to see stuff more like this, maybe for other decks, if you want to see tutorials, if you want to see gameplay, whatever it is, just please let us know so we have an idea and we get whatever you guys want out there for you so you guys can enjoy. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and let us know if you guys want more Riftbound stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching.